George Russell has told a story about an incident at a rugby match involving Prince George. George Russell once thought people were swooning over his attendance at a rugby match, but then realized they were actually reacting to Prince George's presence. The Formula One star has become one of the most recognizable figures in British sport in recent years after starring for Mercedes. Russell took on a Mercedes F1 seat in 2022 following a stint with Williams, with Valtteri Bottas making way for him. The 26-year-old has raced alongside Lewis Hamilton for the first 3 years of his Mercedes career, but will team up with Kimi Antonelli when the 7-time world champion moves to Ferrari at the end of the season. Russell is a big rugby fan, having played at fly half and on the wing during his school days. He was ultimately forced to give up the sport to concentrate on his studies. And during an interview earlier this year, he recalled the awkward moment he thought rugby fans at an England match were starstruck by his presence. "There's actually a funny story," he explained. "I was at a rugby match watching England play, and suddenly everyone in front of me turned around and were looking up, and they were screaming, 'George, George, Prince George, Prince George.' And I thought, this is a bit strange. Like all these people screaming at me. And then I turned around and the real Prince George was standing behind me. So that kind of made sense." Russell, who is currently 7th in the F1 Drivers' Championship standings after winning 1 Grand Prix and clinching 2 other podium finishes this season, headed to France last year to watch New Zealand take on the host nation at the Rugby World Cup. And discussing the sport during an interview with former Scotland international Jim Hamilton, he said, "I'm feeling good. I've been to a number of rugby games. This is my first World Cup appearance, and already a few hours before the match, the energy is buzzing here.